Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Again, my dear students, how are you today? كيف حالكم اليوم? Today we are going to talk about part 3 narrative paragraphs اللي هي الفقرات السردية. That's part 2. What we are going to talk about here, we are going to talk about time order, ترتيب وفق الزمن, and time order signals, علامات الترتيب للزمن. Sentence structure, we're going to talk about the sentence structure, and we are going to talk about compound sentences, الجمل المركبة with the, and but, so, and or. Punctuation, وراح نتكلم عن علامات الترقيم, rules of comma, قواعد الفاصلة الثلاثة. And we are going to talk about the writing process and we are going to talk about here one of the writing processes is called the free writing. Let's start. We are going to talk about first what is narration. ما هو السرد is telling a story. A narration is writing a story. How to write a story. That's what we mean by that. And when you write a narrative paragraph, you write about events. تكتب عن أحداث. Therefore, your event should be ordered. ولذلك يجب أن ترتب هذه الأحداث وفق نمط ترتيب. It is called time order. And this time order should be according to the time they happened. وقت حدوثها. In order to do that, you have to do this. I mean, in other words, use time order to organize your sentences. استخدم الترتيب الزمني وفق الأحداث لترتيب جملك. كما نقرأ this model paragraph, هذا النموذج الباراجراف about earthquake, عن الزلزال. We're gonna say how the actions happen according to timeline على خط زمني from the beginning to the last. So you can read it and find out that. And you are going to find the signals علامات time order, like first, then suddenly, after that, for a minute, and finally, however, etc. You're gonna find these expressions, هذه السيجنالز, هذه العلامات. So what's the time order? In this model, which is called a narrative paragraph, the writer used time order to tell what happened first, ماذا حدث أولا, what happened next, وماذا حدث بعد, and what happened after that, وماذا حدث بعد ذلك, and so on وهكذا. So not the kinds of words, لاحظ الكلمات and the phrases والعبارات used to show الذي تعبر عن time order. We call them, نسميها ب time order signals, بعلامات الترتيب الزمني, because the signal أنها تعبر عن علامة زمنية, signal the order, كعلامات للترتيب in which events happen, في أي زمن حدث الحدث. The time order signals like finally, هذا للأخير, first أولا, second, third, etc. later بعد ذلك, meanwhile وخلال, next, now, and soon. وكيف phrase هذه ككلمات كphrases at last, at 12 o'clock, at 2 o'clock, after a while, after that, before, beginning, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, the next day, the next step. Okay, the practice here is look again at the model in page 24. Add any time order signals, words or phrases that you circled to the time order signals chart above. يعني نأخذ من الكلمات السيجنالز أو العبارات ونضعها في محل الكلمات اللي في الفقرة ونعيد كتابة الفقرة. B. Complete the paragraphs with the time order. اكمل هذه الفقرات العبارات بالتايم اوردر اللي موجودة أمام كل عبارة. Say the following set of sentences مجموعة من الجمل are not in correct time order ليس مرتبة ترتيب زمني صح. number sentences in a correct order رقمها في الترتيب الزمني المناسب 1 و 2 و 3. Then in 4 try it out, write the sentences اكتب الجمل from the preceding exercise من التمارين السابقة as paragraphs كفقرات مثل التالي. Now we'll come to talk about another type of sentences. It is called combined sentences, الجمل المركبة. And you look at this model. In this model you're gonna find a lot of examples of combined sentences. What do we mean by the combined sentences? What we mean by combined sentences are the sentences that connected to each other with a conjunction as, and, but, so, and, or. We learned in the first chapter about simple sentences. Now a simple sentence has one subject and one verb. Another kind of sentence is called a combined sentence, جملة مركبة. A combined sentence has two or more subjects and two or more verbs combinations. Like here, the gold disappeared with the mice. So ولذلك the greedy man got nothing. حصل على شيء ولا شيء. Here so ولذلك so connect between two sentences. The first is ما قبل النتيجة وبعد تحدث النتيجة. We call so conditional conjunction, coordinating conjunction. coordinating conjunctions. هنا أمثلة على coordinating conjunction مثل and. We use it for joining sentences that they are alike المتشابهة للإضافة. But we use it to join sentences that opposite or show contracts التي هي العكس أو تضاد. مثل they were happy هم سعداء ولكن they were poor ولكنهم فقراء. So join تربط sentences when the second sentence express the result of the first sentence. عندما نستخدم so لربط جملتين. الجملة الثانية تعبر نتيجة ما حدث بسبب الجملة الأولى. Or joins two sentences that give the choices or the alternatives أو البديل. He could choose a big box or he could choose a small one. هذه أدوات الربط اللي نسميها ال coordinators واللي هي لربط ال coordinating sentences واللي تأتي نتيجة عن ذلك ال compound sentences. Here we have an examples. What we have to do here in this practice. 2. It is A. Draw a box around each coordinating conjunction in the story. في الexercise اللي هي الموديل 29. B. Decide which of the following sentences are combined sentences and which are simple sentences. أي منها ما بتكون simple sentence نرمز لها SS وأي ما combined sentence نرمز لها CS. Then we'll come to D. What do we have to do in D? On a separate page في علامة الفاصل of paper, write combined sentences. استخدم اكتب الجمل المركبة using the coordinating conjunction you have learned الذي تعلمته لتربط هذه الجمل. نأتي إلى قاعدة punctuation. 3 rules here for comma للفاصلة. Rule number 1. Put a comma after a time order بعد العلامات الزمنية زي yesterday, finally عندما تأتي at the beginning of a sentence. 2. عندما تأتي في بداية الجملة. 2. Put a comma after the first sentence in a combined. نضع الكوما بعد الجملة الأولى في الجملة التركيبية التي تربط ب so and وإلى آخر ذلك. لازم نعمل كوما في البداية. في نهاية الجملة الأولى. Put a comma between items in a series of 3 or more items. لما يكون عندنا ثلاثة أشياء مترابطة بنعمل كوما كوما وبعدين and. مثلا I get up comma, took a shower comma, drank a cup of coffee comma, graced my box comma and. وهذه كلها جملة مركبة. Practice 3. In the following sentences add commas. نضيف الكوماس حسب الضرورة. نأتي إلى writing process. Here free writing. What is free writing? Is to write everything comes in your mind when you are writing about a subject. وبعد ما تعمل free writing everything will be written there. Complex sentences, fragments, whatever you are going to write, you write it down without stopping بدون التوقف. بهذا يكون خلصنا الجزء